From a rapper snitching in court the day after his arrest to another hiding in a bathroom while Jamie Foxx handled 30 real street dudes, these are times rappers got exposed for being fake gangsters. 2008, the Smoking Gun drops an absolute bombshell. The rapper who built his entire career on being the boss, the kingpin, the drug lord, had been hiding something for years. He used to guard prisoners.
Right. It's this whole rumor that before you got in the game, you was a correctional officer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying on websites they got pictures of them in a uniform, and now it's coming up. They're saying that they got a picture like your pay stub or something like that.
Florida Department of Corrections records showed William Leonard Roberts II worked as a correctional officer for 18 months, December 1995 to June 1997, making $25,000 a year. His employment application still on file. Fingerprints, background check, the whole thing. But Ross wasn't about to admit anything, not at first.
Security number on
Like I say, in the game we in, it's real competitive.
Right.
And competitors got to do whatever they got to do to compete.
Right.
We making the best music. Y'all see the BET Awards. Y'all see the magazines. We the biggest in the game.
Right.
Classic deflection, blame the haters, blame the competition. But the evidence kept piling up. Photos of him in uniform at a graduation ceremony, pay stubs, a resignation letter thanking the Department of Corrections for the experience he gained. Radio host Big Boy wasn't letting it go. He pressed Ross directly about that photo everyone had seen.
The boss. Alrighty now, Rick.
Yeah.
We've seen pictures. There's pictures of a graduation ceremony. The pictures appear to be Rick Ross. Now, I'm reading in Double XL where
Ross tried a different tactic. Dodge the question entirely by promising answers later through a BET documentary chronicling his life.
BET, and we doing a whole special on my life. We chronicling my life. For a lot of people that just really want to know what the situation is. The boss done did it all to get money. And what you gotta understand is, if rumors surface,
A whole documentary just to avoid a yes or no question. But Big Boy kept pushing, and finally, when asked point blank if that photo was really him, Ross had nowhere left to hide. Eventually, Ross addressed it in his music. His track Rich as Gangster contained lyrics that seemed to acknowledge everything. When MTV confronted him about those specific bars, Ross finally came clean.
Particular line really just most definitely referred to, me being a CO, that being a job, and, just understanding the grind and the hustle. And then
No more denials, no more blaming competitors, just a different spin. It was all part of the hustle.
I wouldn't change nothing. You in the dig? I wouldn't change nothing. Because to me, it's about who Rose is. It's about me. When anywhere I go and I step in the room, I put it down. People know this.
Here's the thing, Ross survived this. His career didn't end. He kept dropping albums, kept charting, kept being the boss. But the irony remains. The man who named himself after actual drug kingpin Freeway Ricky Ross, a real figure who moved millions in cocaine, had spent his pre-rap years on the other side of those prison bars, not as an inmate, as a guard. Rick Ross's past hid behind a badge. But Tekashi 6ix9ine? His whole gangster act exploded the moment the feds walked in. November 2018, federal agents raid a Brooklyn recording studio. Inside, they find Daniel Hernandez, better known as Tekashi 6ix9ine, rainbow hair, face tattoos, and facing 47 years behind bars. What happened next would make him the most infamous snitch in hip-hop history.
So look, bro, yesterday, I read a story with 6ix9ine. I guess he went to court.
See, 6ix9ine built his entire career on gang affiliation. The 9 Trey Gangsta Bloods weren't just background extras in his music videos. They were his whole image, his credibility, his brand. But here's the thing about credibility. It gets tested when you're staring down federal racketeering charges.
What were you arrested for?
Racketeering charges, violent crimes, shootings, drug distribution.
The charges were heavy, the kind of stuff that puts you away for decades. So what did the self-proclaimed gangster do?
At some point, did you decide to cooperate with the government?
Yes.
When did that happen?
A day after, November 19th, the day after.
One day. That's all it took. The man who threw gang signs in every music video, who beefed with real street figures on Instagram, flipped immediately. Before the rainbow hair and the gang signs, he was working at a deli, making sandwiches. Then someone asked if he rapped.
Asked me if I made music and if I rapped. I was like, no. And he was like, well, you know.
From minimum wage jobs to viral fame. His breakout track Gummo exploded partly because of where it was filmed, directly on 9 Trey territory. He didn't stumble into gang culture. He sought it out for credibility, for views, for streams.
Gummo, Gummo.
And then came the testimony that shocked everyone. When Tekashi took the stand, prosecutors asked him to identify his former associates, the same guys he called brothers, the same guys in his videos.
Hov, Anthony Ellison has a gray suit on.
He didn't just cooperate, he pointed at his former associates, named them, described what they were wearing, like he was ordering off a menu.
Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize anyone in the courtroom who was a member of 9 Trey when you were a member?
Yes.
Who do you recognize? And if you can identify that person,
This is a man who filmed music videos at specific 9 Trey locations.
8, I believe around 8.
did you go on any tours?
Now using those same locations as evidence for the prosecution. But here's where it gets interesting. When confronted about snitching, 6ix9ine doesn't hide from it.
Let me put this in perspective and really follow me here. Imagine I would have stood tall, right? Kept it real, did the 47 years right now. Right?
Well, you wouldn't be on the podcast, that's for sure. Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to get to. Who would
His argument, everyone criticizing him would have done the same thing.
think about it. Right now, during those 47 years that I would have been serving, I'm 24. I haven't even lived 47 years of my life.
Right.
If I would have been serving those 47 years right now.
His defense? They betrayed him first. They slept with his girlfriend. They stole from him. So why should he stay loyal?
Just like that, that list alone seems so counterintuitive.
It's so contradicting.
Yeah, of course.
Because look, before I even got locked up, they were sleeping with my girl.
And when pressed about why he got involved with gangs in the first place,
I tell them people suck my dick. Because those people don't know what I've been through. You know what I'm trying to say? When I first met the gang, right? There was no ill intention, no bad intention.
But here's the problem with that logic. You can't claim street credibility for years, profit off gang imagery, use real gang members as props in your videos, and then act shocked when the consequences catch up. Fat Joe put it best. His problem isn't even the snitching, it's the pretending. The fake gangster persona that crumbled the moment things got real. The criticism wasn't that he cooperated. People understand self-preservation. The criticism was the years of performance, the fake tough guy act, the exploitation of real street culture for entertainment. After his release, 6ix9ine leaned into it, an album called Tattletales. Instagram profile with a rat, making snitching part of his brand.
Dead. You know what I'm saying?
It's one thing that you've never seen before, and that's why you having a tough time.
I'm trying, Danny. I'm trying.
You're having a tough time.
I'm trying.
You're having a tough time registering it.
Okay.
Because you've never seen it before.
The irony? Before he blew up, 6ix9ine was just a kid working minimum wage jobs in Brooklyn.
Well, at the store I was working in, Stay Fresh Grill. There was a guy under named Peter Rogers, always coming there buy a tea and like a tilapia.
From busboy to billboard, From billboard to federal witness, the rainbow-haired gangster was never really a gangster at all. Just a character, a costume, a marketing strategy that backfired spectacularly when the feds came knocking. The system worked exactly as designed. Cooperation equals reduced sentencing. He gave names, got time served, and walked out with his life. But his career, that's a different story. Today, 6ix9ine walks free, still posting, still trolling, still collecting checks. If Tekashi 6ix9ine's fake gangster persona exploded under federal scrutiny, wait until you see the kid from Ohio who admitted the truth and paid the price. 2015, a skinny white kid from Hamilton, Ohio drops a music video called Drill Time. Within weeks, it explodes from a few thousand views to over 1 million. The internet loses its mind. Some people are laughing, some people are furious, but everybody's watching. His name? Slim Jesus.
Alright, so my name is Slim Jesus. I'm from Hamilton, Ohio. It's a little north of Cincinnati. And I got my name from one of my homies started calling me Swag Jesus, and that sounded a little goofy, so I flipped.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Slim wasn't just some random kid who stumbled into rap. He knew exactly what he was doing. He studied the drill scene. Chief Keef, Lil Bibby, Lil Herb. These were his influences. And that Chicago sound? He wanted to replicate it.
Being drawn to drill music, man, like I'm from the Midwest, for one, so I mean, it's a local area kind of thing. Like Chicago's a big city out there, so obviously the musical, taste is out there, floating around. Also, I'm just a young dude, like it's something.
The thing is, drill music isn't just a sound. It comes from somewhere real. The violence in Chicago's South Side, the struggle, the pain. And here was this pale, skinny teenager from a quiet Ohio suburb making music about shooters and drills. People noticed, and not everyone was feeling it. But then something happened that nobody expected. Lil Bibby, one of the actual drill rappers Slim looked up to, came out supporting him.
Him on Twitter.
Yeah, I like Slim Jesus, man.
Why did you decide to support him?
Because I seen what he was doing and I thought it was funny, man. It was funny to me, man. It was.
Bibby's reasoning was simple: entertainment value. The music industry runs on what captures attention, and Slim Jesus, he had everybody's attention.
The music industry is entertainment too, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to entertain me, so when I watched the video, it was just so entertaining. I knew how the masses was gonna take it, and I was one of the first people on it, like when they had like.
But Bibby wasn't just praising him. He made an observation that would become prophetic.
Back if I catch him talking to the Jakes or something like that, and I was looking like, man, his look like the Jakes. I'm looking like, I don't know, I probably would never do no crime around this guy. Look like he'd tell something, but you never.
That comment hit different, because here's the thing about gangsta rap. Authenticity matters. And Slim Jesus was about to face the ultimate test of that authenticity. DJ Vlad got him in for an interview. This is where everything changed. Most rappers would have doubled down on their image, kept the mystique alive. But Slim Jesus did something nobody expected. He told the truth.
Really gonna get hit, like it's not, I'm not tripping. Like talking about I need extra security because some dude random, no, that's dead. Ain't nothing like, I already told y'all I ain't out here catching bodies. Like I ain't tripping trying to say that, I'm out here killing people and, riding around strapped.
Just like that, career suicide in real time. He admitted he wasn't catching bodies, wasn't really about that life. He was just making music. The internet exploded. Over 500 diss tracks dropped. People were coming for his neck from every direction.
Yeah. So yeah, there's been about like 502 diss tracks. I stopped counting when they got off my hands. But as far as everybody, spreading my name all over the place, go ahead, keep doing it, man. Keep hating, because y'all are the ones that are putting me out here, on flights, going state to state, doing shows and getting paid.
But here's the twist. Slim actually turned that negativity into fuel. The viral interview became the biggest thing Vlad TV had ever done.
Since 2008, this has been the biggest interview we've ever done.
For real?
Bigger than Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, Wiz Khalifa.
The controversy created a monster, and people respected the honesty. They'd never seen a rapper just admit it like that.
appreciated your honesty.
Yeah, that was real cool. Like, a lot of people came to me like, yo, what you said on Vlad, like, that was awesome. Like, you were just honest about it, you're real about it, whatever. So, yeah.
More people were mad at me. The people felt like I was mean to you.
His philosophy was simple. Why lie and get caught when you can just tell the truth from the start?
The more you lie, the more you gotta lie to cover up your last lie. So it never really stops.
The spider web.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to just be honest about
deceit.
everything.
So you basically came in the interview and said, okay, Vlad's gonna ask me about all.
For a brief moment, it seemed like Slim had found his lane. The honest drill rapper. The entertainer who just made bangers without pretending to be something he wasn't. Record deals started coming in. Diddy's Bad Boy Records reportedly offered him $1 million. He turned it down.
So, it's awesome.
Okay.
It's a blessing.
And your manager, Tim, mentioned that you actually have booked a national tour.
Yeah, we have the tour coming up. We're doing the East Coast leg like December-ish and into January, and then we have the West Coast tour coming up.
Okay.
He was headlining shows, touring 40 cities, getting paid to perform 3 songs a night while other rappers were still opening for free.
So many steps. Like, I jumped straight to like, we're getting paid to do like 3 songs right now, opposed to where people do like, they've got crazy amounts of music and they're, just opening for people still.
Sure. When you did your first paid show, have you ever done a show?
But the momentum couldn't last. The same honesty that earned him respect also stripped away the fantasy that made drill music work. Once you admit you're not about that life, what's left to sell? The hype faded. The shows dried up. Slim Jesus became a cautionary tale, a meme, a reminder that in hip-hop, image is everything.
It really don't matter, man, for those guys. All you gotta do is, if you do a song with them, they'll be happy. Like, they just bandwagoners, man. Some of them just bandwagon.
And did you hear about when he got his mic?
But maybe that's the wrong lesson. Maybe Slim Jesus showed us something real about the music industry, about how we celebrate violence we know is fake, then destroy the one kid honest enough to admit it. He didn't lie, he didn't pretend, and in a genre built on street credibility, that honesty cost him everything. The kid from Hamilton, Ohio showed up, told everyone exactly who he was, and watched his career evaporate because of it. In a genre where image is everything, Slim Jesus committed the ultimate sin. He pulled back the curtain and showed everyone there was nothing behind it. One rapper's honesty ended his hype. Another's courtroom words sparked outrage without him even snitching. December 2022, Gunna walks out of a Georgia courthouse a free man, 8 months behind bars, and now he's riding in a Maybach with the windows down. But there's a problem. A video is about to hit the internet, and when it does, his reputation will never be the same.
I thought about this for a long time just watching this case, right? Because that, like I said, that case was like watching O.J. Simpson or watching, something, the Megan case.
The YSL RICO case was massive. Young Thug, Gunna, and dozens of others charged under Georgia's racketeering laws. The prosecution claimed YSL wasn't just a record label. They said it was a criminal street gang. Now here's where things get complicated. Gunna took what's called an Alford plea. Basically, you don't admit guilt, but you acknowledge the evidence against you is strong enough for a conviction. Sounds like a smart legal move, right? Maybe. But there was a catch.
Please state after each statement whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are truthful, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true?
The judge needed him to acknowledge specific facts. On camera, for the record.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
That courtroom footage changed everything. Gunna had to stand there and confirm specific statements. What he said next would haunt him.
That my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
The internet exploded. Hip-hop culture has always had unwritten rules about cooperation with law enforcement. And to many watching, Gunna just crossed a line. The backlash was immediate and brutal. Lil Baby called him a rat. Lil Durk publicly distanced himself. And the streets? They weren't forgiving.
Bro, they made sure they embarrassed that man, bro. Just like they did T.I. with the Crime Stoppers. Yeah, you can get a plea, but you gotta do this extra for us.
Tony Yayo from G Unit broke down exactly why that video was so damaging.
Now in these days, when you got the camera, it just look like, you know, they're gonna say, you pushing pleas. We ain't with Gunna. Because, I mean, in this business, if you turn into a rat.
Then he shared what he would have done differently.
I would have rather sat a little longer, because I was only in there for a year. I would have sat a little longer than coming out to what the internet do to you.
Yeah, because
Gunna, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well,
because how long he would have had to probably sit enough.
Then came the leaked phone calls. Young Thug, still locked up, speaking with 21 Savage about what Gunna did. His reaction was devastating.
Committed you.
Yeah.
Just so you can say slime big. Like, that's real. That's what Rico is. That's Rico. So if a nigga get found guilty on Rico, you really just, you got a light to it.
The argument from Thug's camp was simple. The prosecution had to prove YSL was actually a gang. Gunna handed them that proof on a silver platter.
That's what makes the RICO stick, where all of our crimes are not individual situations. It's all done under the YSL imprint, as opposed to my personal.
20 Watch Savage tried to offer perspective. His take was different from everyone else's.
I disagree with you on that. Like yours neither. It was took the charge. Yeah. Cause I don't in my heart, but I don't feel like Chowder did what he did.
Gunna's attorney, Steve Sato, later defended his client publicly. He insisted Gunna never cooperated, never testified, never named names. The plea couldn't even be used against Thug at trial. Gunna got 5 years suspended, no probation, no restrictions. Meanwhile, Young Thug spent 30 months locked up before pleading guilty himself. Here's the thing about Gunna's situation. Legally, his attorney might be right. He didn't testify, he didn't provide information, but in hip-hop, perception is reality. And the perception is that he acknowledged YSL as a gang in open court to save himself, while his brothers stayed locked up. Gunna's still making music, still touring, still earning millions. But that video will follow him forever. In a culture built on loyalty, some stains don't wash out. There's no paperwork proving he testified against anyone, but there's video of him confirming YSL was a gang in open court. In the streets, that distinction doesn't always matter. Some see a man who made a smart legal decision. Others see someone who traded loyalty for freedom. And that's what makes this case so complicated. One rapper's words in court stirred the streets online. Another rapper's image got challenged face to face, and he wasn't ready. Plies built his whole career on one thing, being a goon, a real street dude from Fort Myers, Florida. But when you dig deeper, the cracks in that image start to show.
Plies. I didn't know anything about Plies. I only heard the good records. I'm on the set with Plies to do this video, and when I heard Plies talk to me,
Jamie Foxx found this out firsthand. He'd only heard the radio hits, the party records. So when he linked up with Plies for a music video, he expected one thing. What he got was completely different.
Mine, because when I got on the phone, I was trying to get where he was. Yo, what's up? What we doing with this video, cuz? And he was like, first of all, I want to make sure that we have the...
See, when Plies talked business, he sounded nothing like his music. Proper, professional, articulate. The guy rapping about being a goon was talking like a corporate executive.
Particulars. I'm not kidding.
Right.
And then we get on the video, we're shooting the video, and he came, with the entertainment garb. I understand it. But you know what happened? 30 real niggas came on the set.
Yeah. But here's where things get wild. The video shoot took a dangerous turn. 30 deep. Real street dudes. They showed up because of what Plies rapped about. They wanted to test if this goon was actually real, and they weren't there for autographs.
I know what I got to do. I got to go over there and meet it head on. I can't let it get out of control. And I'm not trying to be no hero, but I'm like, let me at least talk to whoever the fuck this is, because I heard him. And then,
Security vanished. Every single guard. Fox's own people included.
know what? All of the security, nowhere to be found, including mine. Nowhere to be found. You know who was there? It was me, Breon, and my sister. All right, 30 niggas. I'm like, what the f?
The warning came quick. These weren't fans.
And the dude was like, yo, these faking our lives, Fox. I said, who are you talking about? These punk ass niggas running from Suge and I said, hey, we just shooting a video because I didn't hear.
So Jamie Foxx, an actor, had to step up. He walked right up to them, shook 30 hands, calmed the situation down himself.
When Sophus Paul is with me.
Hysterical. I was actually there too. I was there too.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Johnny Mac was
I was
there. Paul, he was nowhere.
He was nowhere.
We go in the back. He said, Fox, I think you should stay back.
And Plies, the self-proclaimed goon.
I said, I guarantee you, it's not them kind of dudes. I said, maybe 15 years ago, it would have been, I would tell you who to run from.
Right.
I said, but I don't
They
think
would have
these
came
dudes.
in there shooting
It
up.
would have been just.
The man who rapped about killing and gooning was hiding in a bathroom, afraid for his life, because his own lyrics attracted people who wanted to see if he was really about that life.
It would have been, but you know what? My girl Tasha said, you never heard Plies music? I said, no, put it on.
When Fox finally found him, the conversation said everything.
I've never really, like, I said, you gotta be kidding me. He was talking about killing and goon this and kill that. I was like, are you kidding? That's what these dudes is.
That's the trap many rappers fall into. The lyrics attract exactly the kind of people who want to test if you're real. And Fox had the perfect conclusion about what hip-hop was never meant to be. This wasn't the only time Plies' credibility came into question. There were also rumors swirling about his education. Some claimed he was valedictorian of his high school. When confronted about it on Shade 45, he danced around the question. Never confirmed, never denied, just deflected. Nothing wrong with being smart, but everything wrong with pretending you're something you're not. The first major incident happened back in 2006, a concert in Gainesville, Florida. Plies was headlining, and things got ugly fast.
Situation happened in 2006 in Gainesville, Florida, at a concert.
Yeah.
You were performing that night.
Yeah.
But before you, Plies went on first.
Yeah.
And I get.
Here's what went down. Plies ran his set too long. The promoter cut his mic, and instead of handling it professionally, everything escalated.
Until with the promoter, they got into it with the promoter, and all hell broke loose.
The aftermath was devastating. 5 people got shot over a microphone getting cut off.
But when you said all hell broke loose, 5 people got shot.
Yeah.
You had nothing to do with it. I guess Plies' brother or something got charged with it or something.
Boozy, who was there that night, made something very clear about the situation.
Everybody thought it was happening with me and Plies, but it didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they held that shit that Boosie and Plies was beefing all the way until I went to prison.
The media tried to spin it as beef between Boozy and Plies, but the truth was simpler. Plies and his people went after the promoter, not another rapper. Meanwhile, Boozy handled similar situations completely different. When promoters cut his mic in Louisiana, he kept it moving.
Turn off my mic in Louisiana.
Have you ever had a promoter turn off your mic?
Yeah.
And what usually happens?
I keep rapping and let the crowd rap it a cappella.
No shooting, no chaos, just keep performing. That's how a professional handles it, not violence over a minor dispute.
It's not that serious at the end of the day. It's not worth shooting up a club over.
I don't know who shot up no club.
I'm not saying you know. I'm not saying you know. I'm just saying turning off a mic isn't worth a shooting.
The Plies situation represents something bigger in hip-hop. A smart, articulate man chose to portray himself as something he wasn't. And when reality showed up demanding authenticity, he couldn't back it up. The goon persona sold records. It built a brand, but it also painted a target on his back that his real self couldn't defend. Plies made millions selling a goon image, but when real goons came to test him, he ran and hid in a bathroom while Jamie Foxx handled business. Plies' tough guy act crumbled, and just like that, French Montana got exposed too. French Montana sits down with DJ Vlad. The question is simple. How many rappers actually live what they rap about? His answer, it's not even close.
About 90% is fugazi. About 10% don't. They say they really don't.
90%. That's the number French throws out. 9 out of 10 rappers, according to him, are completely fugazi, fake. And he's not just talking about random underground artists. He means the industry at large. Now, French has been in the game long enough to know what he's talking about. He's worked with everybody. He's seen the behind the scenes. And according to him, what you see in the music videos, it doesn't match reality.
You know what I'm saying? When you meet the you hear his records talking about all his cars and all this shit. That when you meet the he in some nasty, hard.
Think about that for a second. Rappers bragging about foreign cars, mansions, jewelry. Then you meet them in person, and they're driving something completely different, living somewhere completely different. The whole image is manufactured.
Stock, sitting on stock rims and all kind of wild, nasty shit. Damn, fam. Where the hum at? With all the platinum chains with diamonds under that.
And French says being in New York gives him a front row seat to all of it.
Yeah, I mean, you see in New York. Everybody gotta come here. Everybody gotta come to New York. I don't give a where you from. Or I don't give a where you from.
But here's where it gets darker. French doesn't just call out the fakeness. He explains what happens when rappers try to keep up with a lifestyle they can't actually afford.
I'm trying to be a superhero, man.
Word.
It's not that, man, maybe. Word. It's like you build yourself.
The pressure breaks people. French says he's watched industry figures spiral into heavy substance abuse, just trying to maintain an image that was never real in the first place.
You up mentally. That's why a lot of these industry cats, they turn cokeheads and, you know what I'm saying, start doing all kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't keep up with that lifestyle when
they build themselves up so high that when reality hits, they can't handle it. But here's the irony. French Montana himself got caught up in a fake stream scandal that had the whole internet talking. Back in late 2019, his song Writing on the Wall with Cardi B started climbing Spotify charts out of nowhere. The song was doing decent on TikTok, but something didn't add up. On Apple Music, the track sat around 1,200 on the charts. On Spotify, number 21. That's a massive gap. Then Twitter started blowing up. People were reporting their Spotify accounts had been hacked, and guess what song kept appearing in their recently played? French Montana's track. Some accounts even had Cardi B unblocked automatically just so the song could play. The hack started around December 18th. The song started trending on December 22nd. The timing was impossible to ignore. 50 Cent, who had ongoing beef with French, jumped on it immediately. He mocked French relentlessly for buying fake streams. French fired back. He confirmed the fake streams were real but denied any involvement. He claimed 50 was the one buying the streams just to embarrass him, said he did his homework and traced them all back to New York. But regardless of who was behind it, the damage was done. The streaming platforms estimated that 3 to 4% of all streams are illegitimate. In 2019, there were over 1 trillion streams in the US alone. That's roughly 30 billion fake streams, over $200 million in revenue going to the wrong people. And it wasn't just the streaming controversy. French also mentored Staten Island rapper CJ, who blew up with Whoopty. CJ talked openly about French's guidance.
So are you coke boys? Because I know the streets want to know they see French really embracing you, putting his arm around you, with you. Are you a part of coke boys?
Yeah, I'm always, I show love to who show love to me. You know what I'm saying? French, he came on some super
French gave CJ advice about security, about navigating the dangers of the industry. He played the role of the veteran looking out for the next generation. But when you're preaching authenticity while your streams are getting questioned, the message gets muddy. French Montana went from exposing fake rappers to getting exposed himself. Whether he was behind the streams or not, the whole situation made people question everything. If 90% of the industry is fugazi, Where does French fit in that equation? French Montana calling out fake rappers while potentially benefiting from fake streams is the kind of contradiction that defines modern hip-hop. Everybody's pointing fingers, nobody's checking the mirror. Maybe that's the real lesson here. In hip-hop, everybody's pointing fingers, but sometimes the finger points right back at you. That's the thing about calling 90% of the game Fugazi. Eventually, someone's gonna ask which 10% you belong to.